spending my birthday morning with you, lighting a healing fire for myself, for my family, for my community, and for you. And today is my 49th birthday. And I wanted to come on and share some of the wisdoms that I've learned and some of the things that have been coming up and how my life has changed, even just in the last 3 years, and what I see coming for the future. And this is pretty much what I do every birthday. I sit with myself. I usually, up until I started doing my firework and my fire healing, I would light candles. There was always some kind of fire in my life, and I sit and I listen to the wisdom that comes through. And most birthdays, I have had a tradition of having a really long bath. Maybe when I was drinking, I would have a glass of wine or I would have a beer. I would go and take myself somewhere for lunch and go and buy a whole bunch of presents for myself. And that has completely changed. It's become more about, especially on this day here in Ontario, it's been more about Odie's chewing at the logs that I'm going to put on the fire. So if you hear chomping in the background, that is my dog. But here in Ontario today, it's vote day. So vote day and my birthday have intersected. And to me, I'm not going to take that lightly. I know that there is something there. It is time to make change. It is time to shift things on this planet, and not just here in Ontario, but everywhere. And I use my words and my wisdom to create change and my actions. I light healing fires and I offer to those healing fires what I think we need in our lives right now. I find the fuel, and the fuel today is some grapevines and some maple wood. And I create a spark and I light that fire. And then I encourage that fire with the fuel that I have continued to harvest. These are grapevines. They're quite huge, but they're amazing kindling. If you didn't, white snake smothered with underwear sauce. Oh, geez. Well, if you know the legend of the white snake, that is kind of why I am here talking about this today, because the white snake has destroyed. Hi, everybody. Has destroyed North America. And there is a legend in indigenous teachings that the white snake came and invaded the land, and then the black snake came, which is oil and gas, and destroyed the land. And now we're waiting for the red snake. I know what the red snake is. We don't make a difference. Just wake up every day and make your own. Exactly. Well, we do make a difference. This is the part that I totally agree with you. Don't like put the anger into the world of like, I'm choosing to show up here today and ask my fellow Ontarians to vote, and to vote no matter which way you're voting. I don't care. Because democracy in North America right now is in question, whether we actually have a democracy or whether we're being influenced by social media or whether we're being influenced by outside. How do you get to heaven? Well, you should already be in it. Here's the thing about heaven. Heaven is totally what you make it. All we do is vote our own dictator. I know exactly. That's the piece is we have to start making change. We have to start choosing people that aren't dictators. And that's why I'm on here today to like encourage people to get out and vote and maybe vote in the opposite direction of what we have in power right now, because over the past 4 years, they have destroyed the medical system. And I am a disabled adult. I'm autistic. And I have watched them completely destroy autism funding and 4 programs that I applied for, got into, was granted, and all of those processes were hard to do. It took a lot of time. They are all now canceled. How do we go to a perfect place? Are you that? Here's the thing, dude. Life is suffering. And if you can't figure out how to have the best life here, why are you even worrying about the afterlife? The best life here is all about reciprocity. What are you doing here? How are you helping your humankind? How are you helping your animal kind? How are you helping your kin in nature? What reciprocity? If you're expecting the perfect place on the other side, what are you doing to achieve that? Like, this is the thing. I get so frustrated with all religions because they say you have to do this, and this, and you have to do it in this certain way. But then also, you don't have to show up all the time, and you can just say you're this religion and not actually do any of the things that make us like a spiritual being. We just have to maybe go to church on Sunday and maybe show up and take a little wafer on the tongue and say, I did some bad things this week, and maybe I'll go. And it's not just that religion, it's all religions. I've been a part of so many different traditions. I was a part of the spiritualist church. I'm a medium, I can connect. I didn't even like that one. It was anything that is organized will have some form of corruption in it. So just start trying to be a good person. If you are a good person here, you get to the good place on the other side. And what is the good place to you? You create it. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about how I have come to all of this wisdom and how I had to completely upend my life and change what I was doing because of the way my brain functions. And when you realize that changes have to be made because we are headed in the wrong direction and you can see it everywhere, this is not the time to sit idly by. This is not the time to worry about heaven. We're living in the real world. We are living here now. Why are you trying to escape it? Make change here. I'm going to get really ranty today because I have been on this planet for 49 years and I haven't seen many great advancements in the way of society. All I have seen is us destroying ourselves. So I am here today to put some healing medicine on these fires, to offer that healing to myself, because I have a lot of grief caught in my lungs. Okay, so if you believe in Jesus Christ, that's great. But think about what Jesus Christ would actually want you to do here on this earth. Be kind to your fellow human. Love completely. Don't just say, oh, yeah, man, I'm here to support you, and then not actually show up. Show up for people. I created a community for people like myself to support them. I show up no matter what. Um, no, don't, here's the thing, dude. Don't, we are all we are all allowed to believe what we believe. But I truly think that it's how we act here on earth, how we interact with each other. And yesterday I was interacting with some boomer tropes on, I think it was Threads. It's all love. No matter what you believe, it's all love. We all just have to show up and support each other and say, hey, I believe you believe that. That's awesome. I love that for you. That's so great. And I, think that, hey, there's pieces of your religion I totally believe in because they're based on some of my beliefs. Because paganism is the root of all of it. Shamanism is the root of all of it. So you do truly believe what I believe. We just have different language for it. And if we could actually just truly focus on our own lives and not worry about what everybody else is doing, um, I think we would be much better as a society if we actually followed these beliefs that we believe in and actually lived them and took action in them. We would actually be in a much better place. But we like to sit on social media and bitch at each other and complain and not take action. But I will tell you, now is the time for action. And that is why I am being more active on social media. It's why I built my community the way that I did. It is free for everybody. I do not judge your dogma. I do not judge what you are looking for. I am just offering solutions to divergent thinkers to actually start creating a life that allows you to thrive, that allows you to feel joy, even in times where it feels impossible. And that is why I'm here, because I have lived through the impossible. I was an autistic kid, not knowing she was autistic in a neurotypical world, and I still thrived. How the fuck did I do that? How the fuck did I go through 46 years not knowing that my brain does not function in the society that I live in, and I thrived anyway? So I'm here to teach you some of the things that I learned about being a wildling, about learning to listen to your own voice, that internal whisper. But to get there, we have to get quiet, and you can do that through prayer, meditation, walking, so many different ways. Get quiet and start listening to your body. Our bodies are truly our intuition. When you listen to what your body is saying, my jaw has been tight for the last couple of days because I'm not truly saying what I need to say. So now it's my birthday and I'm feeling a little wild. I'm going to come on and say the things I need to say. And I think as elders, because that's what we are, even though I haven't felt like one until now, but I'm 49. If that doesn't make me an elder, then I don't know what does. But I'm finally in this place where I feel confident enough in myself and in my skills and in my wisdom to give back in a way that is purposeful. That actually, I don't care if I make money from it because I know what I'm able to share with people actually makes changes in their lives. And that's truly, as an autistic human being, what I have wanted my entire life is to be able to help people I am a caregiver. And this is the hilarious thing. I'm finally talking about taking care of people and doing what I'm most passionate about, and there's nobody on here. But when I was ranting and angry and talking about angsty things, there was the most listeners on here. And this is a prime example of what I'm saying. We continue to choose things that dysregulate our nervous systems. We continue to choose things that are bad for us because if we're happy, we don't have this feeling of fight or flight, and that is what our bodies are used to. Start getting your body used to not being in fight or flight. Start trying to get your body used to just existing and knowing what that feels like when you're not rushing and chasing something. Put down the things you're chasing and just learn to live again. That's my wisdom that I have learned in the first 49 years of my life. Stop chasing, put it down, be still, and reassess. Look at your life and say, is this working for me? Am I creating joy every day for myself? And if it's not possible in the life that you have right now, ask yourself, why am I creating this life that doesn't support joy? And then looking at the things that don't support my joy. I had to look at, I cannot connect with humans in the spirit realm and connect them to their loved ones in this realm, because all it does is bring more grief into this world. And I am not here to do that. I am here to bring more joy. I am here to bring the wild back. So that is why my life turned around, because I finally sat still and went, yeah, this doesn't feel right. What I'm doing doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right for this time. It doesn't feel right for this moment in my life. And then I went to the woods and I said, what do I need? I sat with a flame every single day. I lit a fire and I would sit by that fire just like I'm doing now. And I would ask for what it needs. And right now we're in a time of grief, and grief is held in our lungs. And mullein is exactly what we need to help get rid of that thing that is stuck within us, that is no longer serving us. We can't sit here and grieve for the life that we once had and hope that it's going to change. So we're going to put some ashwagandha on the fire to calm ourselves, to regulate our nervous systems, and to understand that this truly is a time for change, but we have to do it through peace and calm. And we need to find that within ourselves. And if you're feeling rage right now, instead of peace and calm, you can turn that into sacred rage. But it has to be done intentionally. It has to come from a place of resistance. So I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon on here to speed up the process, because I'm telling you, we need to get going on this now. And we need to vote. Please get out and vote. Here in Ontario, please get out and give this world what it needs, a shift, because we are stuck. And for our hearts that aren't ready for this to happen yet, for our minds that aren't ready for this to happen yet, I'm giving some cacao to warm our hearts, to know that this is the way that we are to go and that it is safe and that we are protected in this sacred time by the sacred energies. I have felt it. I have felt them calling. It's why I'm here doing this work now instead of doing it 10 years ago. So let the grief leave your lungs. Scream loud. It's the new moon today. Allow that energy to flow through you and release any of that stuck stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. Grieve the world that we once had. It's no longer here for us. We have shifted into a new time, and allow it to happen. Stop fighting. We're not going backwards. We have to go forwards. Allow the cinnamon to speed it up and allow it to come smoothly. I'll put some honey on the fire for it to flow with ease and stick. And all of those things I am also taking internally. I am taking my sacred medicine today. I'm sitting with the fire and I'm contemplating where we're at and where we want to be. I'm envisioning that in my mind. I'm holding it in my cup. And now I'm going to drink it in. And when we drink it in, it becomes a part of us. And let that wisdom sink in and not become just a temporary, fleeting thought. You have to take the moment to set the vision in stone, to allow your body to feel it and what it feels like to be in that space. Your body has already been there. It's already done. You're just aligning yourself to the time and energy where it is completed. And that is what these moments are for. These moments are to calm your nervous system, bring yourself into alignment with that energy that you know exists. We all know that there is a world in which this all is easy and that there is peace. But you have to feel it in your body and you have to know it. So then you can feel safe and then you can feel calm enough to speak about it with truth and honesty. But we're rushing forward. We're screaming from, I was one of them. I would rant and scream and just get so angry and frustrated. But it's because I wasn't allowing the anger to sink in. I wasn't allowing it to become a resonance in my body. But now on my birthday, like today, the 27th of February, I sit here with my healing fires and with the ones I love in my home. And I allow this energy to integrate into my body. I will stretch in front of this fire this morning. I will journal in front of this fire this morning. I'll probably even sleep in front of this fire. But it's now integrating all of those things that I have asked for the grief to leave our lungs, to be calm with Ashawanga, to be able to go through this with ease and grace and not filled with grief, that we can be strong, that we can have confidence of a middle-aged white man, that we can be at peace with our rage, and that we can focus it in the direction that it needs to go. And today here in Ontario, that is our vote. If you are able to get out and vote, I ask you, please grant me this one birthday wish. And I actually don't even care how you vote. I just want you to perform your civic duty and continue democracy so that we will always have choice and that the government knows that we are listening, that we are watching, and that we see them creating chaos in our lives when chaos is not needed. I ask that this fire give us strength in the times where we have none. That when the single mothers are sitting there with their children, that their neighbors show up and say, go vote, we'll take care of them. The communities come together and drive each other to the polls and shovel each other's driveways so that we may know freedom. Always. I ask that the old gods keep the weather at bay so that it may be safe for people to travel. That the remote roads remain clear and open, and that the sidewalks remain ice-free. This is my birthday wish. This is where I'm putting my energy this year. I'm not focusing on myself, I'm focusing on my community and the healing that it needs. This isn't a time to be silent. This isn't a time to sit idly by. Take action. This is my way of taking action because this is what I can do as an autistic adult that can't be in a sensory overwhelming situation. I will connect in this way and I will use my energy to shift things so that we may have peace, even just for a little while. Even until we can create stability again for our country and for our province. So that no matter what is coming our way, that we will be strong. And this is the work that I do every day. But especially on these days of big shifts energetically, I called in Odin and I called in Freya in so many different ways. The god of war, the god of witches, the goddess of love and war. Why do you think I love her so much? You can be both. You can be at peace in yourself and also at war. That is why the Norse gods resonate with me so much, because they are that person. They are both. You can have love in your heart and also rage. It is possible. It just took me a long time to get here. We have to learn to regulate our nervous system so we can remain in our bodies when that anger hits. Don't come out. Don't be enraged in a way that doesn't help. I know what that felt like. I know what that was like in my body. Use that rage in sacred ways. Use it in educated ways. Go to town halls, go and vote, go and take action. But don't just sit on social media and just go rah, rah, rah. Do something. This is the time for action. These two know, look at them. They're fighting for us. They're raging against the machine. There are so many ways that you can rage against the machine. One of them is through spreading love and joy. And mine is cuddling with puppies. That is how I create joy in myself. So I can then go out and have a regulated nervous system to be able to say these things without coming out of my body, without coming out of my mind. I have been there. I have been rage filled and not really conscious of it. I know what that feels like. These two are conscious of their rage. This is fun, playful rage. This is where we should be. Like, I had a conversation with some boomers last night that was fun and playful and rage filled, but I didn't come out of my body. I remained calm. And if you ever want to a boomer and they're saying, don't attack us, oh my God. If you're a Gen X, Gen X, just remind them that they decided to call us slackers and watch how quickly they shut up. Because all of these boomers, I'm done with you. I'm seriously done with you. Every single person that goes, oh my God, don't call me a boomer. You called me a fucking slacker. I'm autistic, not a slacker. Internalized rage. Anywho, turn that rage into something creative and joy-filled, and your life will be so much better. Because now I understand that rage because I sat with it calmly in my body. And I realized the reason why I was pissed at boomers is because every single time we called them boomers, oh no, don't do that. And then they don't realize they've already done that to us. It's like this distraction tool. Don't call us boomers. Well, you told millennials they were lazy. How'd that turn out? And then you told Gen Xers we were lazy. How did that turn out? We're not lazy. We actually sit with that anger and we feel it and we process it and we contemplate it and we use it for good. Puppy cuddles are good. Boomers raging about being called boomers? I'm over it. I'm going for some puppy cuddles because this is how you should get angry. Have fun with it. Play. Be creative. That is how we are going to succeed. Bye for now, wildlings. I'm going to enjoy birthday puppy cuddles. Go and be wild, and go and be free, and go and live divergently, because it's the only way to be.